In this episode, we're going to talk about point number 5 of W. Edwards Deming's 14 points for management. Point number 5: improve constantly and forever the system of production and service to improve quality and productivity and thus constantly decrease costs. All right, that's pretty self explanatory. Now, what takeaways do I have? Well, lesson number 1: there is always a better way of doing anything. And you have to have that mentality in order to be an effective executive. That there's, just because the software project is over or the new product is out, you've got to be constantly looking to the next product that you're going to be putting out. And you also got to be capable of having software that is flexible enough to realize that things are constantly changing. Lesson number 2: customers' tastes change over time. Now, sometimes this happens very quickly. As a matter of fact, I've noticed that the speed of customer taste is changing very rapidly now. We're almost conditioned as consumers to expect some particular type of change that's going on in the marketplace. And not always are these things that are of value to us. But one thing that an effective executive certainly understands is the frontline customer facing employees will know long before it shows up on a report or in some data that you're watching as an executive. And this is why I'm constantly an advocate of executives spending at least 10 to 20% of their time at the front line, observing, listening, watching what's going on between the customer and your people on the front line. They are the minds, the sight, the understanding, if you allow them to be. If you've constantly got them looking over their shoulder on some rule or policy or data or some type of measure you have them on, then they're not going to be asking the right types of questions of customers. Lesson number 3: quality. Constantly, to get quality, you constantly must seek what customers value. Just an example of the other day, we have a YouTube TV. Oh, we're going to raise your price $10, and here's a bunch of channels that you never watch, and you're going to pay more for them because we think you'll like them. I don't know how they come. Maybe they did survey, and a lot of people do get them. I'm just an outlier, but from at least a lot of the people that I've talked to, the additional $10, one of the reasons you go to streaming is you trying to save costs to watch things that you want to watch. I find myself paying more for things I don't care about. So you have to understand what customers value and what they're willing to pay more for or buy more of. And you get this through innovation. And that's why, people are crazy to go after revenue, just like YouTube TV. They don't even give me the option. They just raised it $10 a month. That they're making my viewing experience so much better, and it's of no value to me. And I'm guessing from a lot of people that I've talked to that they've not gotten any value out of the additional channels either. So value is in the minds of the consumer, and so there's a need to innovate. And I think that you need to test these types of things. If enough people say, oh yeah, I definitely $10 for those 20 channels, that makes perfect sense. I don't know they ever did it. I think they're in search of revenue. And this is where quality begins to fall apart, is not having due diligence in order to figure out whether a product or service that you're offering is really of value to a customer. That's point number 5. If you want to keep track of these as I release them, please subscribe, hit the bell. You'll be informed. And the next one coming up will be point number 6.